Alright, so we're back again, and it's been a few days since the regionals finished, and finally got around to doing the deck profile. We didn't get to do it at the airport this time because it was just way too packed, and then when it wasn't, we got asked to move, so didn't get a chance to record it. But we're doing it here, and I actually never thought that I would get to use this backdrop in a video, but here we are. So I actually won this at a locals one night, so it's cool to really actually showcase it. The leader is actually on here. There he is, right over there. So the leader is on here. As you can see, we did end up playing Green Namiku. If you guys have seen some of the other videos, you know that I was actually really contemplating playing the Blue Diamond Vegeta. I really liked the way that the deck worked, but I got to a point in my testing where I couldn't beat droids and I couldn't beat Yellow Vegeta. And I said to myself, if I ever got conflicted about what deck I wanted to play, I would just abandon all that and just play this deck because this is like my bread and butter. I just thought it was going to struggle a bit with the Blue Diamond, but it turns out it didn't. So really stoked. As you see, we finally did get the alt leader, so pretty happy to have finally picked up the alt leader to go with the gold marker. We'll get into the deck, and then I actually got my serial to open to see what number serial we get. And the only one that I've actually seen from the event is around the 1400. So it'd be interesting to see where mine is, because the last lot of serials from Adelaide were actually relatively all close together. So into the deck now, we go 4 Muri. This doesn't change. But now we've got this added bonus of having this Chilai. I wasn't too sure about this Chilai, but this Chilai is really good into blue. Like, if you like don't want to go into Gohan, you want to go more aggression, on like turn 4 after you've ramped with Nappa, you can go this to take yourself down to 2, play your SCR, and then you can like spaceship or swing the Destructo Disc. And then they have to remove this to remove your secret rare. So it's like, be super aggressive with this and secret rare, or just do your normal ploy versus blue and just slap Gohan and 3-drop protection. So I was at 3, but I wanted more room for, I think I wanted to run an extra, I think I actually wanted to make sure I could get in Destructo Disc and 3 instants, I think was the thing that I ended up doing. 4 Chaozu. So we've gone to 4 this time because we're not running Hercule to recover it anymore. And this is like just a big respect Jiren card, because Jiren is probably, I would argue, the worst matchup for this deck. If you can just keep stunning their 4 costs, you can sort of like load up to double full power them at one point. So, and this does come up, especially against like Buu and those decks that can go a bit wide and you can't remove all the bodies. Just for 1 energy, you can stun something. 2 Kami. Kami was actually off the list, but I think 1-drop removal in this game is just too important at the moment to not run. Like, we've got the new Frieza that is this one here, and we are playing 4 copies of it, and this card is absolutely cracked. I thought it was going to be really good into blue, and it actually helped me in a lot of my yellow matches. So, like, if, like, turn 1, turn 2, they just play down 2 cantrips. Turn 3, you just pop them with this. So, even if they don't have Barbity, they can't, like, KO one of their cards to make you discard. They've got to KO themselves, or they just don't play the Buu. So this card is really good, and just for wiping combo power. And this Kami I left in just as like another turn 1 option for going second, just like you want to KO their combo. Normally what I try and do against blue is, like, if I go second and turn 1 they play down a cantrip, I'll just play this and then combo with it to like push the aggression, because I don't want blue to be comboing out. I want blue to be taking their life to try and get them over 7 cards in hand, which sort of makes it a bit awkward for them in the end. And I wanted to be able to out as many sharpeners as soon as possible. So like turn 1, if I ever played a Halo coup, which I actually dodged all day, so I was pretty happy about that, but I still wanted to be able to answer sharpener for 1 energy without having to use this Frieza. This Frieza is very good as well, because it's like 10k and it helps you self-awaken, but the add 1 condition can be a bit hard to play sometimes, because it means that, like, if you want to play it, sometimes you have to combo out of an attack to kill some cantrips on the next turn. 4 Gohan, because you also need to respect the secret rare when you're playing the Jiren matchup. And, of course, like, sometimes if you haven't got a better play to do, this, like, pops, like, 3 cost margin Buus and other sort of relevant 3 cost cards if you come into the mirror, or even if they, like, I had my last Blue Diamond opponent swing crit at me 3 times, so this sort of like just cleans up those kinds of cards. 2 Nappa, and I honestly sort of like still feel like I have got improvement to make in this deck. And like, I was talking to people, and people say you either run 4 Nappa or you don't run it at all. I disagree. I think 2 Nappas is absolutely fine, but after playing this new way with Chilai and being able to like napper into Chilai Secret Rare Destructo disc is just absolutely really, really powerful. And it just sort of napper facilitates that a bit better. And then it also gives you a 30k body to swing lift. So I've actually been playing a little bit on the clients as I come back, and I've actually gone up to 3 nappers. I just don't think I want to go to 4. The one thing I have found, as soon as I went up to 3, it is becoming more and more of a brick in the hand. Like, I am seeing it more when I don't really want to be, but I just feel like even just ramping on 3 in those non-blue matchups is actually becoming very relevant now. 4, we finally got 4 of the pre-release winners, so shout out to the boys for helping me get hooked up with those ones. This card pretty much like helps win you so many games. Like, so many times I was at 6 energy, I'd play one of these down and I would just swing twice, throw like an instant behind one of them, or 2 instants in that case on both swings, just to push them to 2 to close the game with my SCR. And I actually honestly think I finished all 7 of my games with my double strike SCR. Some games I played 2. I think one game... Yeah, no, I don't think I played more than 2, but there was a lot of games where I actually played 2 SCRs. And that was just sort of like from being able to do that play with Napper and Chilai and stuff now. 3 Cell Junior. I really kind of want to find 4 Cell Juniors because these are really, really good utilities in this deck. I really just don't have the deck space without going over 50 cards, and I feel like there's not a lot of room for things I'd like to cut to fit a 4th one in, but I honestly think like this card just helps you live so much longer, and it actually helped me survive my first round matchup, which was actually against my wife. Imagine 109 players, you've traveled from Queensland down to Melbourne, and in the first game of regionals, you match up against your wife. Like, man, that was a rough sleep on the couch that night. No.
Dick.
So she was actually on Baby on the Rildo version, and it was the only game that I wasn't able to play how this deck wants to play. I had to sit back and defend, and I was only able to sit back and defend because I was able to recycle full powers and spaceships with this card. So I literally just took 2 turns of just like spaceship, full power, and then next turn grab it back, do it again, just to like just keep answering the board, because there was back-to-back turns she went into the Rildo chain, went all the way up. So that made it really hard, but like one thing I do like about this deck is I feel like it does have aggro protection, because you do like go down to 3 and you can go down to 2 and you can heal to 3. So you basically get a life back every turn, and you've got ways of just removing lots of bodies on the board and stopping things from attacking. So I feel like this deck is like kind of okay when it comes to aggro decks. It can just sort of defend itself long enough to eventually just churn away your opponent's resources. 3 Gohan. This is a card I actually did not play all weekend because I was just solely focused on going into Chilai's Secret Rare and Destructo Disc, because that was just like so much stronger, and I only played against 2 blue matchups, which is normally what I have this for. So if I really wanted to play against a 4th Cell Junior, maybe I would look to cut this, but there will be cases where, like, if I had played against Haloku a lot, I definitely would have liked to have seen this. So I don't know if I could have gone below 3 copies of this card, but I don't know. I feel like there's a few flex spots opening up in this deck, just depending on your matches. So it honestly would actually be really nice to have a sideboard in this, but I think it would probably like, I don't know how I feel about a sideboard coming into this game. I think the game is good, but some matchups you get there and you think, man, I could really use a sideboard for this. 4 Secret Rare. We went up to 4 Secret Rare because there is, like I said in my last profile, there was cases where if you wake up with 2 of these early, you have to charge 1. And then if you have a blind ramp into this, it's just feels bad because you know you've only got 1 SCR. So this just sort of eliminates that. And it just allows the consistency to see it on that turn 4 when you go first to combo the Chilai, put the Chilai combo in and to get it protection. So I went up to 4. I thought, let's give it a crack. And it was actually like, I saw it a lot more when I needed to. And I could just be able to play back-to-back Secret Rares if they ended up getting killed. Went up to 1 Destructo Disc, and I honestly, in my testing, I've gone up to 2 now. I've managed to, I think I cut actually a instant, but I don't know how I feel about going up to a second one. I feel like I'm seeing it too much now, but This card come up so many times, just a one-of, it didn't matter. Like, even if I didn't need it then and there, I could just discard it and get it back with Cell Jr. But just being able to swing the crit on the double strike was actually really, really, like, strong. And it was something that I probably overlooked at one point because I was just worried about having combo defensively and offensively, which is sort of like why I went to instant in the last video. So I found room for one Destructo disc, and it was actually a great add. 4 spaceships, as I said, I probably don't win my first round game if I don't resolve 5 of these. Like, I saw 3 and I resolved it 5 times. So that's definitely a lot of cards to draw. So that sort of does help you from dying. And as I always say, you live and die by how many spaceships you see. 3 instants, because like offensively and defensively, this card is actually really good. You don't care too much about pitching your energy. You just don't want to ever have to do 2 in a turn to sort of keep yourself alive. And this sort of like this card, if this was a super combo, I win all of my games. So my last game, my one loss was against a Majin Buu, and it was by 5k. So I had, when he swung for game, I had 4 cards in hands. I had 3 supers in this. My opponent managed to hit 95k exactly. So while this card let me down then, it was a very strong card all weekend. Like I was saying before, with the 3-cost promo, if you are pushing for game, you're trying to push them to 2. Each one of your 30k, each one of your promo swings can both be 40k with just 2 of these. So just applies so much pressure when you're trying to push them to 2. 2 full power. I really wanted to run 3, but because I was running 3 Cell Jr., this is obviously grab backable. But like, I wanted to run 3 because you have to respect Jiren in this deck. Sometimes if they like establish double Jiren, you just have to double full power return, or they have a Temagami and a Jiren. You just have to like be able to use both of these in the same turn. So like obviously seeing 2, you need to see 2. So that's why I wanted a 3rd, but again, the deck space was tight. And lastly, 4 super combos, because super combos are still the same at this point. I am starting to like ult this deck, as you might have like noticed. I'm starting to get a fair few ults. Normally I don't do ults for Fusion World, but I'm really starting to get behind this deck, so I want to start doing some ults for it. So when the anniversary box comes, we'll definitely add some ults in there. And then finally we have obviously the promo, the cereal. I'm going to rip open the cereal. We're going to see what number we get to close out the video.
Oh, you're game opening it like that.
Game opening like that, you say?
I would have cut the top.
You would have cut the top?
Absolutely no chance of bending it.
Alright. Oh, okay. So we got number 61.
Hold up.
So we got number 61. This one I think I'm actually going to keep because, like I said, once I won one, I was going to keep one. So I'll probably keep this cereal. We've got a lot more events, so hopefully win some more.
Now you can see the number.
Can't see the number?
I can now.
Oh, now we can see the number.
So pretty. It's a different one next set.
It's a different one? Oh, well, there we
so.
go. So we will keep on. We will hang on to this one. It is, of course, a very nice card. So that's going to be it for the profile. I want to give a couple of quick shout outs because I always forget to do shout outs in these things because in my head I'm like, I need to talk about this, this, and this in my profile, and I never end up doing it. So I want to give a big shout out to all the Chermside lads that come down. There was, I think, 7 of us. I believe 7 of us. So there was myself, my wife, Dani, Blake, Pedro, Lee, Rowan, and Julian. So yep, there was 7 of us. We all come, we stayed, we have a great time, and some actually great testing. So like these guys have definitely been able to help me become better as a player. So big shout out to them. And like we also always have just amazing weekends. Like really good to get away from everything for the weekend and play some cards and talk some shit. The other shout out I want to give is to the Mint Collectibles boys. Those guys sort of like railed me all day. They were like hyped every time I got a win. They were like so supportive of it. And they're a bunch of guys that I haven't got to play a lot of locals with yet, but they're another bunch of guys that also can like push me to be a better player. So I really love the competitive local scenes that are going on around Southeast Queensland at the moment. So big shout out to all those guys. Big shout out to all the guys that have been supporting me. My wife, who obviously puts up with all my immense amount of testing that I do to try and get to the situation to where we are now. So if you have enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you all on another one soon.